Oh, there he is. I wonder if his hair.
And I wonder if his Arkansas accent is gonna shine for us. It's gonna shine, shine like a Roosevelt dime. He's long. He's got the hair and he's got the stash and the scarf. Look at you.
But I also, once I saw your video, I found a little something else I thought I might.
Oh, what? What? Anytime you see me in a hat, it's very simple answer. It's I'm just having a bad hair day. That's all. I just this is what my hair was like, and it was like really big on one side, and
No, it looks good.
yeah, you think no hat? Okay,
No,
no
I
hat.
don't keep the hat. Keep the
Fuck the
hat.
hat.
No, keep the
Clark,
hat.
what's happening, man? Uh, what's going on? What are you grateful for right now?
Uh, well, I saw my girlfriend Cody said she's grateful for Clark Duke in the comments, so I'm grateful for her watching. That's one viewer I've added. I brought one viewer with me to the show
Thank
today.
you. Thanks for adding that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks, Cody.
This is also just like The Office. Like this is I'm coming in right at the end to close it down. He brought me in to turn the lights off.
Second to last
Yeah.
episode. Second to last episode. You know why you're not in the last episode?
I get bumped for somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Steve fucking Carell. That's who.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Hey.
We'll see how many viewers he brings with him.
Yeah. He doesn't even have an Instagram account, so
That's
he's
what
not
I'm
going to
saying.
bring many. So
I
you
didn't
know,
really have Instagram until you told people to follow me, like 3 days in.
I did help you with that, didn't I? You went from like 1,200 to like 12,000 at least, or something like
No, it
that.
was like 30,000 that day. It was.
Amazing. There's a lot of Office fans are very loyal, and even
Wow.
though even though the last three seasons of our show sucked ass,
I think the
you
last season's good, and I'm not just saying that because
I'm totally kidding. I'm
I.
totally kidding.
Okay.
I think it's really good. And I think there's some great, great episodes in the last three seasons. I think the problem was there were some hit and miss episodes. That's it. Because
Yeah.
early on, there weren't any miss episodes. Like the first four seasons, kind of every episode is great, you know. And
Season. Yeah.
then it started getting a little rocky. And then,
Yeah.
you know, you're trying to make 22, 24 a year. You're going to have some misses. You know what I
That was the
mean?
thing that I noticed that was weird about doing a network show where it's like it's this marathon, doing 24 episodes instead of like 10 or something. By
Hmm.
Christmas, everybody's fried. And there was
Hmm.
an episode or two where you can feel it, where like the writers and the actors, everybody's just exhausted. And then after Christmas, it was like everybody kind of like rejuvenated a little because they got a couple weeks off. And I kind of felt like there was a little more energy. Did you notice that like every year?
Yes, there was
Yeah.
every year there is that you start off strong and the first episodes are better,
Hmm.
like eight of the first 10 episodes are really strong. Then there's some like weak ones, and there's some crappy ones, and then they're really trying to pull together for the last three or four.
Yeah.
Uh, you
Like the
know,
NBA All-Star game break, like everybody plays better afterwards.
Clark, tell us about your movie Arkansas.
Arkansas, thank you for mentioning it, was my first film that I wrote and directed. So
Hmm.
I've been trying to make it for like 10 years. It was from a book I optioned like 10 years ago called Arkansas that I adapted. It finally came out. So it was supposed to premiere at South by Southwest this year and then be in theaters. And obviously none of that happened. So the movie premiered on VOD in May, and it did really well. It did like really exceedingly well. It's streaming on Amazon Prime now, still doing really well. Um,
Fabulous.
yeah.
That's great. And why? Help me with this. Kansas, Arkansas is, I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Kansas, Arkansas is Arkansas. Why don't they pronounce it Arkansas?
So,
Or why don't they pronounce Kansas Kansas?
so my understanding and what I remember from state history class in like sixth grade, it doesn't have anything to do with
They
Kansas
teach history
whatsoever.
in Arkansas?
A version of
Is it
some
just Noah's Ark? Do you just spend an
selected.
entire year
Yeah,
studying like Noah's Ark?
yeah,
How Noah's Ark was real?
yeah. And dinosaurs are not real. I got in an argument with my friend Danny this week. He was trying to tell me that dinosaurs were some trick that a carny played on everybody in the 1800s. He found and the whole thing's a scam. And I was like, Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. You think like all of archaeology and paleontology and museums, like it's a big scam being played on everyone? Anyway, unrelated. I hope he's watching this.
Did he go down some kind of like YouTube rabbit hole like Kyrie Irving? You know, Kyrie Irving believed that it was flat Earth, you know, and then he apologized and he said, listen, I watched one, this is the algorithm of, you know, that they talk about in The Social Dilemma. I watched this one video.
It's how people realize. Yeah.
And you watch another and you watch another, you watch another. And by the end, you're like, yeah, that makes some pretty good points here.
Well, because the internet enables you to just live in this echo chamber of stupidity where you can just like, you know, I mean, I'm sure it's like whatever you're into, you can just follow and be inundated with that. Like, I'm sure there's people that just follows like the Office cast and Office memes and all.
Anyway, tell us, why is it not pronounced Arkansas, like R. Kelly?
The word Arkansas is some kind of, it's a Native American word. Like that's the etymology of it, is it's like from like something like Quapaw or something like that. So it was originally spelled SAW, I think. And then for whatever reason, the spelling got changed. But it's the root of the word is a Native American thing, and not anything related to Kansas. I don't know why they picked the confusing spelling, though. I don't remember. It's really dumb.
I'm really glad you're an actor and a filmmaker and not a history teacher, because you're the most boring history teacher in the world.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for it.
How have you been surviving this global pandemic during these really difficult times? Do you have, for our viewers, now we only have a couple hundred viewers right now, but this gets replayed on the Instagram TV, seen by thousands, then it'll be on the YouTubes. Do you have any tips, advice for folks watching about helping their mental health? Is there something that's helped you during this time? Have you managed to stay creative? And if so, how? And why didn't you cast me in your movie?
I'll start with the casting question. No.
Let's do an imitation of me in your movie and you give me a direction, okay? So I'll be like, and action. And I'm like, we got to get the drugs out of the trunk, and cut. And then you give me direction.
Okay, let's do another one. This time, don't do the improv. Just take the drugs out of the trunk, but don't say that line that you just made up.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Okay, do one more. Just do it like 50. Let's try it like 50% energy, you know? Just kind of more grounded.
Okay.
Action.
Let's take the drugs out of the trunk.
Cut. All right. We got that. Let's get one more for safety. But
I think we got it. No.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Right,
that's it. Moving on.
Check the gate. I agree.
Turning around.
Yeah, we would have finished the movie way earlier if you'd been there.
That's a little sneak peek of what it's like to work with me. And yes, I will be in your next film. Anyway, give us your survival tips and mental health tips.
I mean, I don't know that I have any great tips other than, I mean, I definitely had like a lot of what you were talking about earlier, where you like beat yourself up over not being productive enough. And I had a lot of that at first, of like, I did that thing that I think everybody did, where it was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking get in great shape, and I'm gonna write all these screenplays, and like, I'm gonna be ready to go when this ends. But the reality is, like, I think your body and your mind are under like such constant, like, low level hum of stress.
Yeah.
That I find I have a really hard time. I've kind of come out of it now, but at first, like, I just couldn't focus. Like, I couldn't get like anything done. But I think it's because you're constantly dealing with like low level fight or flight response, you know, because you're so anxious about like the state of the world. Because I mean, I'm already like, I was a germaphobe and kind of a hypochondriac going into this thing. So COVID is basically like a horror movie where they're like, everything this conspiracy theorist was worried about turned out to be correct. Because I've always like hated handshaking and you know, like airplanes, and like been worried about catching a cold on a plane and stuff like that. And then it just all happened. So for me personally, it was like super horrifying. So I don't know. I think a lot of it was just like accepting, okay, this just kind of is what it is. You're probably not going to be like The Rock, waking up at 4 a.m. to work out and like have your life in this really regimented, like disciplined way.
I don't know. Let me see your guns. Let me see what you're working with. Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Cody. There we go. Oh, some definition.
Yeah, I got some definition going.
So you've been working out a little bit. No, but I like what you're saying
really
about kind of acceptance. I think that's unrealistic expectation,
Yeah.
perfectionism only makes things worse.
Well, but I think that's really exasperated by Instagram and social media, because like you do see The Rock and like Mark Wahlberg at like 5:15, he's like just played 18 holes of golf, and like these maniacs that everybody's presenting probably you know, lying version of themselves to the public.
What do you do when you're not acting? What are you doing to stay creative?
Just drink. I mean, I just, you know, just the last 6 months just drinking. No, I write. I mean, I've been trying to write and get what'll hopefully be my second movie as a director going for whenever all this kind of COVID stuff wraps up and we can actually get a production kind of more off the ground. So hopefully, like,
Do you ever write poetry?
No, I paint in the garage.
You paint?
Yeah,
You paint in the garage or you paint in the garage?
I paint in the garage.
What do you paint?
I kind of all over the place. Like I've lately I've done a lot of like text-based stuff, kind of like Brad Phillips or Ed Ruscha kind of thing. A lot of
Can I see some of your paintings?
I mean, I'm not in the garage, so not right now, but in general.
Yeah,
yes.
walk over to the garage. Let's
I
go.
can show you.
What?
I can show them like later to you, but not.
Why don't you walk to the garage right now and show me your paintings?
I'm not ready because I actually have a whole like show in mind I want to do where I have like 20 pieces, but they're not framed, and
Yeah.
they're currently all taped up between cardboard to keep them straight.
Yeah. Will you paint me? I make it everything and bringing it back to me. I want to be in your movies. I want to be in your paintings. I want to be the center of your life.
Yeah.
I want you. I don't want Cody to be in the picture anymore. And I think we have a great dynamic. We have a great chemistry, and that's basically what I'm saying right now.
I think that's fair. I mean, you're making a lot of sense right now.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
By the way, I want to talk about your house that I saw on Architectural Digest this week. That's another thing we have in common, both being featured in Architectural Digest.
Oh, your house was featured in Architectural Digest?
Yeah. It was a couple years ago at this point now, but yeah.
Did you do one of those open door videos, or was that before those?
That was just photos.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful.
Your house looks awesome, though.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'll give you a view out the window. Look at.
I love all the weird. Oh, that's beautiful. I love all the weird touches, like the bank vault room and that kind of like. I love shit like that.
Yeah, we ripped that out, but
I might have left it. I don't know.
I wanted to, but it was just it just got in the way of. I mean, it wasn't working. It would have really impinged my lifestyle. You know, got to be me.
What did you do with the door?
They just cut it up and hauled the steel out. They cut it up with torches. It's a shame. I tried to donate it. I tried to sell it. I called banks. I called like antique dealers. Some came and saw it and realized, oh, the only way to get it out would have been to bring literally 100-foot crane to my property and then put it over and like craned it and then trucked it out and you know.
I would have made a table out of it. That was my idea.
It might have been good. A table might have been good. I mean, it was so big and unwieldy. I don't know. I was kind of glad.
Heavy to have legs support it.
Yeah. Clark, I gotta go. It's a two guest special day. I'm really grateful that you're here talking to me on Hey There Human.
Thanks for having me. I miss you a lot.
I miss you too, and I hope we get to work together again. I think you're truly like, you really deeply made me laugh, and those episodes we did together were just a delight. It was so much fun.
Somebody posted a blooper reel from I think the first episode we did together of like at the vending machine the other day, and I was laughing really hard. I I still think the episode where we tie up Stanley in the saran wrap is one of the it's, I mean, it's like over the top silly, like it's so broad, but that was the cool thing about The Office is like the aesthetic like of the show with the mockumentary thing, it would ground the craziest shit. So you could do stuff like that. But I still think that's one of the funnier episodes.
I do too. It's absolutely hysterical. But we had a lot of great fun and huge laughter. And I haven't seen our episodes. I haven't seen the last 3 seasons in a while. So I need to go back and rewatch our magic, baby.
Revisit.
I'm grateful for you. And so I am going to text you later this week and tell you how grateful I am for you. And I'm going to ask to see your paintings.
All right, deal.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you, man. So long.
Say hi to Paul.
Okay, we'll do. Clark Duke, ladies and gentlemen.